Hi, hello, and welcome to Journey Towards Wealth. In today's video, we will be discussing further about budgeting. Last video was about budgeting for beginners, where we have discussed in details the step for budgeting. And also, in detail, we discussed about 50-30-20 budgeting. Today's video is regarding the other two methods which are predominantly used in financial world for budgeting. Once we go through the three methods of budgeting, the next step would be to actually go through a real life illustration on how you can actually go about with the whole process. Now let's get into this video. Now this is my favorite method when it comes to budgeting, which is pay yourself first budgeting. This is nothing but ensuring that you're allocating first towards your savings and investment and then spending whatever leftover money is there for your expenses or your regular spending. What happens in this case is you're not waiting for your expenses to complete, or you're not waiting for your money to be spent and then whatever left is used for saving. That is not what is happening here. Here you're first allocating for your savings and investment, and even a better thing would be you automate your investments, in which case automatically your investment will happen without you having to interfere in this. So what I feel is somebody who is earning 10,000 in today's world may find it very difficult to save. He at least allocates 7% of his amount or his income towards savings. In that case, he can save at least 700 per month and try and make some investment with that amount. The next is, if you are earning around 20,000, then save at least 12%. And if it is around 25,000, save at least 15% of your income. With 40,000 in monthly income, you can save at least 20% of your income. And with 50,000, you try and save at least 25% of your income. Then if you are at a 75,000 monthly salary, try and save around 30%. With 1 lakh salary, you can look at 40% savings. At 2 lakh salary, you can aim for around 50% of your savings, and with 5 lakh salary, you can aim at 60% savings. Here the main thing is, as long as your salary is increasing, what you need to do is you need to allocate higher funds towards your investments and savings. And also this will include your debt repayment in case you have any debts. What generally happens is when your salary goes up, what most people do is they will allocate higher amount towards their lifestyle. That is for a better house, better car, expensive vacations. It is good to have all that, but try and increase your savings also. Now, with an income of around 10,000, 20,000, initially it will be difficult for you to actually have a high savings rate. But one thing that worked for us was each month we try and increase our savings by 1%. And you keep on increasing that percentages till it starts hurting you. Basically, if you're at a person earning around 10,000 per month, first month you try and save 7%. Then you can stretch it a bit and save 8% the next month. And you keep on increasing that rate till a point where that hurts you, or till a point where you find it very difficult to extend it beyond that. This could actually help you to keep increasing your savings over a period of time. What happens is, if you have a 10,000 income per month, and initially if you are saving 700 rupees per month, and you can try and increase that to 1% extra, which is 8% the next month. So on a monthly income of 10,000, it just means 100 rupees increase saving the next month. You can continue doing that by extending 1% till a point where it starts stretching a bit for your family. That is when you understand that you need to stop this increment of 1% per month. But this is a good way for you to actually keep increasing your savings over a period of time. Now again, these are not percentages which can be followed 100%. These are things that need to be evolved based on your own lifestyle and your own ability to save and invest over a period of time. But these are ballpark percentages that you can aim for based on your monthly incomes. Also, if you're able to especially increase your savings and investment beyond the percentages provided here, it will help you to have a better control on your financial life. Especially for people earning 1 lakh and above, maybe you will be in a position to save much more than what the percentage is shown here, because if your expenses does not go up according to your salary and you are able to control your lifestyle expenses, then you can save a larger percentage. Also, this will ensure that your requirement for later on in your life for your retirement or financial independence will also be lesser, because your expenses are a lesser percentage of your total income. So these are things which you have to tweak according to your own individual life. These are just basic guidelines which can help you to come out with your own individual situation. So now, once you have decided on the percentages for your savings and investment, there are some things which need to be actually done before you start your actual investments. First is to have an emergency fund. Emergency fund is nothing but your monthly expenses of 3 to 6 months need to be saved in a liquid asset for any emergency that can happen in the future. There may be many situations in life where something sudden happens and you may be in need of money. So for this purpose, you need to have an emergency fund. If you have aged parents dependent on you, or if you have your family members having some health issues, it is always better to have at least 6 to 12 months of your expenses saved in emergency fund. It is advisable to have this fund in any liquid asset which can be withdrawn at any point of time without any difficulty. So the next one that you need to actually look at is high interest rate borrowings that you may be having. It could be a personal loan, or it could be a borrowing where you're paying high interest rate, or it could even be a credit card payment which you have not repaid other than the minimum balance. Whatever be the high interest rate borrowing, you should try and clear that off before you actually start your savings and investment, because these are high interest rates and the interest rate that you're paying on them would be much higher than the returns that you would get on your savings or investment. Once you repay the high interest rate borrowings, the next area to look at is your repayment of your housing loan, savings and investments. Again, the housing loan repayment, the interest rate may not be very high, and hence that could go along with your savings and investment also. Hence, you can allocate the amount according to a proportion that you find fit for your case. So these are the areas, or these are the way in which you can order assigning money from your savings towards various type of financial activities that you need to perform. Zero-based budgeting is nothing but ensuring that you have a proper allocation of each and every money that you earn. Here the focus is on ensuring that you are taking the total amount of money that is available to you in each paycheck, and you are deciding how to spend that entire pile. It could be a spending kind of an expenditure, or it could be savings and investment. The reason why this works for many people is budget generally are considered to be restrictive, because it is trying to reduce your expenses and helping you to save more. But in zero-based budgeting, that restriction is actually removed. Why? Because you are just allocating money to each and every requirement of yours, whether it is spending or savings. It is not like you are restricting your expenses and trying to increase your savings. That kind of restrictions is removed. So in the example provided here, the total income of this person has been allocated towards his expenses like his transportation, utilities, kids education, grocery, and also towards his savings and repayment of loans. So at the end of the month, he will have income minus expenses is equal to 0, where each and every money of his has been allocated between expenses, savings, investment, and also EMI. So this is a kind of budgeting which can help for beginners, where you are not sure on how to go about with budgeting. In this case, you just have to write down your total income, the various incomes that you have, and you can just allocate it to various expenses, and then your savings and EMIs. So this works well for most people because there is no restriction of trying to cut down your expenses or increasing your savings. It is just that you're just allocating whatever money you get through your paycheck or through your salary and giving it to different expenses and savings. This method actually works for most people. Why? Because when you do a traditional kind of budgeting where it is 50, 30, 20 or pay yourself budgeting, what happens is there is a restriction on your brain or a deprivation to your brain to spend less money and to save more. And the brain doesn't relax in that kind of a situation, and it becomes very, very difficult for the brain to actually understand it and comprehend. But in this type of budgeting, there is no such stress or deprivation to the brain, and the brain can function easily because here you're just allocating your total income, whether through paycheck and other source or other sources of income, through various expenses and also your savings and in EMI. So here there is no such restrictions, and it actually, because of this one reason, it actually works for most people. So I have now explained all the three types of budgets in detail. Now, depending on what suits for you and your family, you can choose one of these methods. I have already explained all the three types of budgeting in details. Also, I will link or I will put in the description box the previous video on the steps of budgeting and also the first method of budgeting which was discussed. Now, after you've gone through all the videos, one thing which I really want to make it clear is for your budget to be successful, it is important that both the parties, that is the husband and wife, they are on the same page when it comes to budgeting, when it comes to spending your money, when it comes to savings. Because if that is not there, then it is there is a high chance that your budgeting might fail. And once a budget fails, then to get back on track and to start would become difficult because you will have that mental block to start all over again. So before you actually start the budget, please get your spouse involved in it and also to understand their viewpoint or their feedback on how you can make it successful. It is a joint venture between the husband and wife, and hence it is very important that you take or you give due importance when it comes to budgeting journey. So now we have gone through the methods of budgeting and also steps of budgeting. Now in the next video, we will go in detail of how to actually go through all the three methods of budgeting in a real life example. Also, we will have a session or we will have the next video after that towards how to set a financial goal and how to go about to achieve those financial goals for you as a family. I hope these videos are helpful for you. Please do not forget to watch the previous video on the steps of budgeting and also the first method of budgeting. If you find these videos helpful, please like, share and subscribe to this channel. And also, if you have any feedback or comment, please feel free to put it in the comment box. That will motivate us to make more such videos. Thank you so much.